We'll proceed in vector, summation, and integral calculus. Vector, summation, and integral calculus. We have waged a war with vector, summation, and integral calculus. I was seeing it. Okay, dividing problem into n different parts and solving it, it is not just a kiddish job. It brings a very glorious result. Can I divide my problem into n different parts and then solve part by part and then sum it to have the net solution? One thing that we have already talked, one thing that we have already talked about the binomial distribution. Binomial distribution means if I have n number of coins, if I have n number of coins, and if I want to see that what is average number of head I would get if I throw n number of coins. What is average number of head I can see if I throw n number of coins? The answer lies is each coin has head or tail. What is probability of getting head? P. What is probability of getting tail? 1 minus P. Okay. Now if I have n number of coin can be broken into n coins. Just see the average estimation of getting head of one coin because all are identical and they are not overlapping each other. If I find for one coin, then I can just sum it and it will become the average probability of the full n number of coin, how many heads will appear. I was saying there is a mathematician from Sir Fourier, Mr. Fourier, Sir Fourier. Fourier transform people would have heard. Now, very meticulously, he brought in that if I can divide any signal, what is any signal? A signal can be a square wave signal also. A square wave signal means out of sudden voltage would rise. Square wave signal means out of sudden voltage would rise or current would rise. And then current will be or voltage will be across some polarity. The voltage will be at some level and suddenly it will drop. It will come to zero or it will come to negative. Means it will switch the polarity and then it will go for some time, then it will switch the polarity again. This is called a square wave. Any wave, if I take a square wave also, any repetitive or non-repetitive wave can be, I have personally done it. We will show all laboratory sessions. That is the concept. Probably main thing is we do not have oscilloscope. So we will write software for oscilloscope. We will have a microcontroller and microcontroller we will attach to the microcontroller. We will attach it to the monitor and microcontroller will have analog to digital port. This analog signal is coming, then it will convert to digital. That's it. And after analog to digital, that digital we can show in a kind of some wave, and then it will be shown on the monitor. We are developing widget packages also, our own, not on the famous widget packages, graphics packages that are available around the globe, because those are very difficult to write, very difficult to maintain, and they are not highly 3D specific. No one can write 3D code on top of it. Everything is extremely difficult. It is not communication way. Not communication way in a sense, if software is running, then running. Means you cannot connect a wire and then you can start tweaking with the software runtime check and many things we will provide. We are developing it. Okay, so that software would run and it will draw a kind of in real time the graph, and that will be a oscilloscope. The downside of this is that it won't provide high frequency, because if it is 1 gigahertz processor, if I use for a microcontroller 1 gigahertz processor, then the maximum speed it will provide, I believe, by 100 only, or by 1000 or something like that, because so many cycle will be used to show the one digit. Means that much cycle will get wasted. So by 100 or something, that frequency we will get anyway. Showing the Fourier transformation, personally I have seen. Means if I generate Fourier transformation says, if you combine n number of sinusoidal signals, or cosine. There is no difference between sinusoidal and cosine signal. Only 90-degree phase difference is there. The moment sinusoidal sine will be of zero voltage, at that moment cosine will have maximum voltage. The moment the sinusoidal will have maximum voltage, cosine will have zero voltage. Okay, the moment sinusoidal will be back to zero, cosine will be minus 1. It will come in reverse direction. Means their waveform is exactly same by 90-degree phase difference. 90-degree means pi by 2. Pi by 2 is the phase difference. What is pi by 2? Pi by 2 can be considered in time domain also. Means some time gap will be there. Otherwise they are same. If I delay a cosine wave, if I delay a cosine wave by, people understand the concept of frequency. If sine wave is going to peak, coming to 0, coming to minus 1, coming to 0, 1, 0 back, this is called one cycle. And what is time period for this? Consider this time period is 1 second. In 1 second, it happens like this. Then frequency, the angular frequency, determine angular frequency because x-axis will be 2 pi in radian. Radian is generally a philosophy of theta, angular frequency. In Cartesian coordinate system, this will go like this in angular manner. Makes sense? Many times we have talked about it. If people are watching this video, you don't need to read a book at all. You don't need to read a research book also because all research we are doing only. If it is a theta or plane, this is theta angle. This is r angle. In that manner, we have theta will go like a 0, pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2, 2 pi. Up to 2 pi, it is called one circle. And this is theta axis, this is r axis. This is called theta or plane. Theta or plane. But if I say this is x axis and this is y axis, then this is called xy plane. Or people they also call rectangular axis, rectangular coordinate system, or Cartesian coordinate system. All are rectangular only. We have to change many things. Okay, if this is x axis and this is y axis, okay, then if I consider, hope I don't have another one. Okay, if this is x-axis and this is y-axis, then I can think one line which is permanent at origin, and this line is moving like this, touching x-axis, going to the y-axis. Okay, then going to x-axis, coming back to negative y-axis, negative x-axis, negative y-axis, and back to x-axis. We can say it made 360 degree. Okay, if I talk about the parameter of this, if I talk how much parameter it is making when it is rotating, okay, when it is rotating, in that fashion, if I calculate the parameter of it, this has to be understood very nicely. Consider this length is r, length is r. If r is the length, and then I am calculating the parameter, it is making this parameter. One line is there that it is making called parameter of the circle. If the circle is going like this and coming back like this, it makes a circle. What is the length of this circle? What is the length of the circle in terms of radius r? Then it is r into some constant. R into some constant. That constant is called, okay, I believe it is, I'll go for another example. Now it is rotating, it is rotating, it is rotating, it is rotating, and then it makes a circle. Understand it? It makes a circle. It makes a circle. If radius is rotating, it makes a circle. What is area of the circle? Area of the circle is r square into some constant. What is that constant? Person who invented this area, invention only we can call because first time he would have done it. Then he said any area is multiplication of two sides. So if r is one side and r is another side also, then r into r square. If I have a rectangle and one side is x, another side is y, then it is x into y. If both sides are x and x, it is x square. Similarly, if I am drawing a circle, then it has only one length, that is r, but area will be multiplication of two sides. Then it will become r into r square, multiplied by some constant. Person who invented it, he called this constant as pi. Pi. Pi is constant. If pi is constant, then they found out what is the constant. It is 22 by 7, I think so. 22 by 7. That is the pi. Then he is trying to calculate the perimeter. Perimeter is again, since it is a length, it will be in dimension of r only. R multiplied by some constant, and that constant is 2 into what constant we saw in the area? 2 into pi. In area it is pi, then here it is 2 into pi. Makes sense? So we say that circumference of a circle is 2 pi into r. What is 2 pi? Pi I understood from the area, and then here it is 2 into pi. What is 2 into pi? Then people saw that if someone is moving this radius, and then he is moving this radius like this up till here. Okay, anything. If he is moving the radius, what is the length of this curve? What is length of this curve? Length is radius multiplied by this angle. This is what it will see. This curve length is growing as we grow the angle. Makes sense? This curve length is growing. This curve length is growing as I grow the angle. But radius is constant. If I say, then what is this curve? Curve length is directly proportional to the angle. Curve length is directly proportional to the radius. Okay, if radius is small, curve length is small. If radius is big, then curve length is big. If I keep this radius constant, and then if I move like this, then again this curve length, what we see, this curve length is growing. See, curve length is growing. See, curve length is 0. Okay, in that fashion, if I make 360 degree, since curve length is proportional to the radius and angle, then the curve length is radius into the angle, because it is proportional to both. Curve length is proportional to r, curve length is proportional to the angle. Curve length equal to some constant r into the angle. If I say radius is constant, then some constant into the angle, that will decide what the curve length is if radius is constant. Okay, then people saw that angle is 360 degree. Okay, now people are measuring the curve length. 360 degree into radius is the curve length, equal to, then when they measured it, and they have invented a terminology called pi constant with the area. Same they are seeing, the actual length they are seeing is r into 2 into pi, where pi they have brought from the area calculation. Now it is 360 degree into r equal to 2 pi into r, means 360 degree equal to 2 pi. 2 pi. Now they started talking that pi we can talk in radian angle also. Otherwise, pi is actually a constant that was brought by the area calculation, pi r square. That is a constant. But this constant played a so nice role in calculating the circumference. Now people started saying that the 360 degree is actually 2 pi as per the calculation. 90 degree is pi by 2. Now I can have a axis. Now I can have a theta degree. This is theta axis and this is r axis. Theta. If I talk, this is x axis and this is y axis. Then radius is moving like this. Radius is moving like this. Okay, and then radius is crossing like this. It is changing the angle. When it is radius is here, angle is 0. When radius is here, angle is pi by 4. When angle is here, it is pi by 2. It is pi, 3 pi by 2 and 2 pi. Okay, this is also called polar coordinate system. Polar coordinate system, when I see angle and radius moving like this, then it is inside Cartesian coordinate system. Otherwise, polar coordinate system is separate and it is orthogonal coordinate system only. This is actually polar coordinate system where this is theta and this is r. Theta is going from 0 to pi by 2 to pi to 3 pi by 2 to pi, 2 pi. If I take about sinusoidal wave, if I take about the if I talk about the sinusoidal wave, then sinusoidal wave will go like this. Hop, hop, hop. Sinusoidal wave will go like this. Now at this point, at 2 pi, at this point, at this point, it has made one full cycle. Okay, how much time it took to come to this cycle? Consider that time is capital T. Then we can represent this sinusoidal wave as sine omega t, where t is small. Sine, what is the equation of your sinusoidal wave? The equation of sinusoidal wave is sine omega small t. Okay, what is about amplitude? Amplitude, I am considering it is going up, yeah, up, going up. Then it is reaching maximum. Yeah, it is reaching maximum. Their amplitude is A. Oh, sorry. Then it is A, capital A, sine omega small t, or small a whatsoever the magnitude is. If magnitude it is reaching 1, then 1 need not be mentioned. So actual sine wave equation is 1 into sine angular frequency omega small t. People they never understand what is angular frequency. Angular frequency means how much time it will take, how much time it will take to go from 0 then to pi. Okay, are you sure? How much time a sine wave is taking when it begins from 0, going to 90 degree, coming to 0, going to 3 pi by 2 in x-axis and then coming back to 2 pi. How much time it is taking? Is it the frequency? Okay, we will go, there is no hurry for it. It is understandable, right? Like I have an antenna, an electromagnetic wave is coming here. Since antenna can eat electromagnetic wave, means I can eat any fruit. I can eat any fruit. Like that antenna, aluminium antenna can eat electromagnetic wave. If I put too many aluminium antenna, then electromagnetic wave that is coming, it will get reduced because it will eat those, it will pass less anyway. Well, it is not that it is just touching and going, touching and going. This antenna will eat electromagnetic wave. Now, if I take a voltmeter across this antenna, then I'll see that there is no voltage across this. Suddenly, I see voltage is rising across this antenna. Antenna will behave like a two end of a battery. Makes sense? Antenna will behave like a two. If people have seen, I'm not talking about the disk antenna. Everywhere potential difference is there. Okay, if people have seen the old antenna, that is like this. Old antennas are like this. Okay, one straight line will be like this, and then there will be a straight line, aluminum line will be this, and antenna bar will be like this, like this, like this. At the end or at the beginning, whatever is easy, there will be a aluminum bar like this that will be attached to the vertical. There is a one vertical bar, and across it flat aluminum rod will be attached. At the end, one aluminum rod will be attached like this, where one end is positive and one end is negative. It will create potential difference. Okay, consider this is the antenna I am putting, then it will create potential difference across two ends. The way I am showing. At the one time, there is no potential difference. Suddenly, I am saying potential difference is growing and it reached maximum. Then it has started decreasing. 1 point potential difference becomes zero again. Now, I saw potential difference is growing, but in opposite direction. First, it was negative, it was positive. Suddenly, I am saying this became negative and this became positive. It switched the polarity. And then potential difference is growing again. It reached maximum. Then it started decreasing again. It reached zero. This is called 2 pi cycle. It moved 2 pi angle. Makes sense? People they do not understand what is 2 pi sinusoidal wave. Yeah. It is pi by 2 and then 2 pi radian. What is 2 pi? Go to the sky and take a voltmeter, take one antenna and see the voltage. Okay, and at the beginning, voltage will grow, it will come back to zero, it will switch its polarity. Means now wave will come in opposite direction. Wave is going like this. This is how energy flows. Like this energy flows. Okay, go, come back, go, come back. If people have doubt about it, you can just throw one stone in the river. Energy, and you imparted energy on the stone from your body. If you're throwing body from body, energy is going to the stone. A stone is when it is moving, it is carrying the energy from your body. When it is falling, then it is carrying more energy from the earth also. Okay, then a stone when it is falling in the river, then at that moment, I have tried many times, when it falls in river, at that time your body energy and earth energy, both stone has. When it hits the water, energy is transmitted to the water. Okay, when energy is transmitted to the water, now the water receives the energy, it should absorb the energy immediately, but it is not absorbing it. Means energy is flowing on the surface of water like this. If you watch it very carefully, then it will go like this. Okay, it will go up and come down, go up and come down, go up. This is how energy flows. Okay, if people are confused about it, take a rubber pipe that is made of rubber, hollow pipe made of rubber, managed from somewhere, and push at one side, push at one side. Then you will see that the energy I push from my body, that other end of the energy will go like this in rubber. Anyone can watch it. Energy, the rubber, if I push the rubber pipe from one side, energy will go in the rubber and slowly it will go to the other end. Someone will see that somewhere it will be compression of the pipe will be seen. Somewhere rarefaction will be seen. Compression, rarefaction. The pipe normal length of, consider I take any section of the pipe and this is the normal length of the pipe. When energy is coming from this, one time it will become like this and one time it will become like this. Okay, if people are not sure about this also, just from I just keep watching it. Any moment the pipe will move like this. Pipe, any moment if pipe is still, when energy comes, then pipe will move like this and then move backward, forward. You keep doing like this. From this side, you push the pipe, then leave it. Push the pipe, then leave it. Push the pipe, leave it. You are pushing in one direction only. Okay. But if you see any moment in the pipe will go like this. If pipe was here, if see any moment in the pipe, any point in the pipe, that point in the on the pipe, it will go like this, and then it will come back, then it will move backward, then it will come back, then it will move forward, it will come back, then it will move backward. This is how energy like this it will start happening. This is the oscillation. It will you will start seeing. With any point on the pipe will move forward, come back to the point, move backward, come back to the point. Okay, means energy flows like this, means positive direction, then come back and then negative direction. Anyway, now antenna, if I see this antenna, the voltage is building up across the antenna. If voltage is building up across the antenna, then from beginning, voltage, if this is negative, this is positive, it will go to the maximum, it will start reducing. It will come back to zero, come back to zero. And then it will switch the polarity. Now this will become positive, this will become negative in the voltmeter. It will start growing again. And then after, if wave is sinusoidal, I expect wave is sinusoidal. And then after some time it will be peak again and then it will come back to zero. Then same story will start. Watch how much time it took. How much time it took. Okay, what is frequency? Frequency means in 1 second, how many cycles you are seeing like this. Oh, actually, I saw it took 10 seconds. It took 10 seconds. It took 10 seconds to complete one cycle. Oh, it took 10 seconds to complete one cycle. Okay. One cycle is measured as in angular fashion. If I take the angular fashion of sinusoid, now if I draw the graph, then this is called 0. This is pi by 2, where it will be maximum. After all, I have to draw in a linear way only. Pi, it should become 0. 3 pi by 2, it should become negative maximum, and 2 pi, it should become 0 again. From here to here, reaching 2 pi by how much time it took. Reaching 2 pi, how much time it took? It took 10 seconds. Then 2 pi by 10 is the angular frequency. Okay, no, 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 no. I saw in 1 second it made 10 cycles. Frequency was very high, like electricity, 50 hertz electricity. 50 hertz is the electricity. Means in 1 second it will complete 50 times. Means 0 to maximum, maximum to 0, 0 to negative, negative to 0. This is one cycle. Like this, if I any point in the wire of electricity, 50 hertz in India, I believe in United States it is 60 hertz. Any point on the wire, if I take voltmeter and connect that point with the negative and watch on the voltmeter, then it will make in 1 second it will make 60 cycles or 50 cycles. Then how I can measure? Try do some use some kind of methodology that you can watch it. Okay, means it completes 50 cycle in 1 second. Then formula of frequency is 2 pi. 2 pi is the length of one cycle. 2 pi by how much time it takes for one cycle. Then it is 1 by 50. Then 50 will go up. 50 into 2 pi is the angular velocity. Make sense? Okay, if it completed in 1 second one cycle, then 2 pi by 1. If it completed once, it took 10 seconds to complete one cycle, then 2 pi by 10. So more time it taking to complete one cycle, less frequency it has. Anyway, I was seeing the Fourier transformation, and Fourier transformation say if someone has sinusoidal signal, then combination of sinusoidal, different sinusoidal, if I have n number of sinusoidal signal, each sinusoidal signal has different maximum amplitude, different frequency, and different phase. Phase means this is the this is the sinusoidal signal at phase 0. It starts at origin only, time equal to 0. Okay, this is the time pi, and this is the time 2 pi. Okay, something like that. Now consider sinusoidal wave is starting from pi by 2. It shifted. After some time it is starting. Then someone will say, if it is starting like this, then if I continue the drawing, then it will go and hit like this. Or wave is starting prior only 90 degree. Then it is a cosine wave. What? Okay, if I have n number of sinusoidal wave, and all sinusoidal wave have different frequency, they have different amplitude. This is amplitude maximum, how much maximum it is reaching. This is the way we are showing in the graph, but actual how it will happen in real time, that we told. How voltmeter will change its reading, its reader, that we showed. But how it can be measured? It can be measured in this manner. How people have to understand in this manner. Okay, phase difference means you thought phase difference means consider there are two signals are there. To catch the two signal, you have two voltmeter, and you switch down two voltmeter. One moment, one signal starts growing, and little bit after that, another signal started growing. But both are sinusoidal signal, and they have same amplitude. Probably they have same frequency also, but they are varying in phase. Means when one is zero, then another is not zero. Make sense? If another one reaches to some value, then this signal starts at zero. They are exactly same, but phase difference is there. This is called phase difference. Which both voltmeter are showing same reading, same amplitude, same frequency, but little bit delay is there. When delay is there, that is called phase difference. If I have n number of signals and they have phase differences, they may have different amplitude and they have different frequency. If that is the case, and if I combine all the sinusoidal wave like this, then they do miracle. This is what Sir Fourier is saying from France. Okay, if you combine them with some typical combination of phase difference, amplitude, and frequency, then you may get a square wave. You may get any another wave. So any wave is combination of n sinusoidal wave. That's what I was saying. n is a very big thing. Dividing problem into n different parts. You can take Fourier transform also, opposite way. If you have a signal, square wave or whatsoever, if you do frequency transformation as far as Fourier is said, has said, then actually you will get what are the n signals that had contributed to make the square wave. I believe it is all right. Okay. Now we are talking about the dividing problem into n different parts and solving it part by part. We will take one example. An example is there are two ways what we have seen now. What we have seen now. We have seen that if bank has a recurring deposit, means if bank is providing fixed deposit, if bank is providing a feasibility of fixed deposit, then someone is depositing Y0 amount in the fixed deposit. And at the end of 1 year, he is getting C% of the interest. So Y amount will become Y into 1 plus C. What is y into 1 plus c? That we have demonstrated it many times. What is y into y0 into 1 plus c? If I have y0 amount I have deposited in the bank, y0 amount if I have deposited in the bank, at the end of 1 year it will give c% of interest. Y0 plus y0 into c% will be the amount I can see at the end of 1 year. So y equal to y0 plus y0 into c. If I take out y0 in bracket 1 plus c. At the end of 2 year, it will become y0 and in bracket 1 plus c and in another bracket 1 plus c. If I call 1 plus c as a, if I call 1 plus c as a, then it is y0 a to the power t. Then it is y0 a to the power t. That is the any amount after t years. Y amount that I see in my fixed deposit after t years, yt equal to y0 into a to the power t, where a is 1 plus c. Okay, we proved this. Now, this is the one thing. Second thing is a well-wisher of a person, he is depositing S amount of money every year in his fixed deposit externally that he is not knowing. Then at the end of 1 year, the amount what he is seeing is y0 into a plus s, because s is deposited from outside, y0 into a plus s. Okay. Now, as per the recurring deposit, as per the compound interest, this money will become principal amount at the end of 1 year. And then interest of C% will be given on this amount. At the end of 2 years, money will become y0 into in bracket 1 plus C or A, y0 y y0 into a plus s in bracket into a, that will be new amount at the end of 1 year. Then someone is depositing s amount again. S amount is being added to the current to the fixed deposit every 1 year. Then after 2 years, the amount will be y08 a square plus sa plus s. At the end of 3 years, it will become y0 a to the power 3 plus sa square plus sa plus s. Means at the end of t year, if someone has deposited y0 amount at the beginning and then s amount he is depositing every year, or someone is depositing every year in account, then it becomes y amount in the fixed deposit at any year t will be y0, the beginning amount, into a to the power t plus s, and in bracket a to the power t minus 1 plus a to the power t minus 2 plus a to the power t minus 3 plus a to the power 0. Okay, we saw the summation is a to the power t come back minus 1 by a minus 1. A to the power t minus 1 plus a to the power t minus 2 plus a to the power t minus 3 plus a to the power 1 plus a to the power 0 is a to the power t come back minus 1 divided by a minus 1. Okay, can we get back this through the integral calculus? We have use two methodologies to get it whatsoever. Now, what is A? A is 1 plus C. Consider another bank is providing the C interest rate per month. What I'm saying is that if consider this is 1 year, this is 1 year, and C is the interest rate is being provided on Y0. This is the Y0 amount someone has deposited at the beginning of the year. After 1 year, Y0 becomes Y0 into in bracket 1 plus C. Another bank is saying that we will give you the compounding of the interest every month. Means for 1 month, the interest rate will be C by 12. Next month, interest will be C by 12. C by 12, where C is interest rate per year. C by 12. If C is 8%, then for 1 month, you will get interest of 8 by 12%. 8 by 12%. Means your principal amount will get compounded at the end of 1 month only. Means at the end of 1 year, you will get more than what you were expecting with 8%. You will probably get 8.3, 8.4% effective. So that is what. Now, if someone is seeing in that fashion, then 1 plus C is A. So A will become 1 plus C. C will become C by N, because we are dividing 1 year into n different parts. Here n is 12. So it will become C by N. Okay, net it will become 1 plus C by N to the power T. T is years, but we have divided into n sections. T will become N into T. Now net calculation will become y at any year t, yt equal to y0 into 1 plus c by n to the power c into t. Earlier it was 1 plus c to the power t, that is a. 1 plus c, c is a. Now 1 plus c by n to the power t into n plus s, and in bracket s, a to the power t minus 1 by a minus 1. A will be replaced as 1 plus c by n, and t n will be replaced, n will be to the power t will be replaced as nt. Okay, if someone is proceeding here, then what is 1 plus c by n to the power n? This is the question. What is 1 plus c by n to the power n, where n tends to infinity? If someone calculate it, it will become e to the power c. 1 plus c to the c by n to the power n, where n tends to infinity, it will become e to the power c. If you do not have trust, let's say y equal to 1 plus c by n to the power n. Y equal to, let's take logarithmic to both sides. Log of y equal to n, log of 1 plus c by n. If c n tends to infinity, then 1 plus c by n log of 1 plus x, where x tends to 0, will be x1. So n into log 1 plus c by n will become n into c by n. That is c. Here log y will be e to the power c. Okay, so someone can prove in better way also. Breaking 1 plus cn, 1 plus c by n into the power n into series of addition and multiplication. They can expand it, and they will see, then they can take the Taylor series of e to the power c, and both will be same. Means it is e to the power c. If it is e to the power c, then that becomes e to the power ct. A to the power t becomes e to the power ct minus 1 by a minus 1, more or less. Okay, what I am trying to say is, when n tends to infinity, when someone is doing the continuous compounding, every moment it is getting compounded, not every month, where 1 year I am dividing into indefinite parts per second, not per month, per second. In that fashion, it will become exponential. So if people they have watched our video, if we are talking about exponential in the sense C percent is per year. C percent is per year. But bank is saying, or anyone is saying, We are doing continuous compounding. Every moment your principal amount will get compounded. What interest you will get? Get such thing that I am compounding every second. See, think that I am compounding every second. If it is every second, then how many seconds are in year? Consider that is n number of seconds are in year. Then every second you will get interest of c by n. The net function will be y0 into 1 plus c by n to the power n, that is for 1 year, into t, and t, that is for t years. Makes sense? Amazing, right? Plus s, and in bracket a to the power means 1 plus c by n to the power nt minus 1 by a minus 1. A is anyway, a is 1 plus c by n. So c by n minus c by n. N will go up, it will become s by c. Makes sense? Outside it will be s by c. Where n will go outside, will go top, and there it will get aligned with the n into 1 plus c by n to the power nt minus 1 minus 1. It will become e to the power ct minus 1. If someone calculates it, 1 plus c by n to the power n is e to the power c. E to the power c, e to the power ct. Okay, if someone calculates it, I believe n went up. More or less, it will be a kind of e to the power ct. Anyway, someone has to find out. But the formula is, if it is continuous, then yt equal to y0 into e to the power ct plus s by c, and in bracket e to the power ct minus 1. Okay. Now question is arising that this formula what we are getting with the continuous interesting, can we find it out? Okay, what is the fundamental? Actually, the real terminology is s into in bracket a to the power t minus 1 plus a to the power t minus 2 plus a to the power t minus 3, like that. Okay, if I talk in continuous manner, then if I talk in discrete manner, any amount what we are depositing, after 1 year, it will become a into that amount. If I am depositing s amount, after 1 year, s will become s into a. If I am depositing s amount after t year, it will become s into a to the power t. Similar way, if I doing the compounding interest every second, the way earlier it was y0 into a to the power t, a become 1 plus c by n to the power n into t. Okay, 1 plus c by n to the power n, n is e to the power c that we saw. E to the power ct means a to the power t becomes e to the power ct. Okay, so whatever equation we have, yt equal to y0 a to the power t plus s in bracket a to the power t minus 1 plus a to the power t minus 2 plus a to the power 0 will become y0 e to the power ct plus s, and in bracket a to the power t minus 1, that we have to convert into e to the power c. That will become e to the power c t minus 1, because a to the power a becomes e to the power c. This is what we are saying. A is becoming e to the power c. So it becomes e to the power c t minus 1 plus e to the power c t minus 2, provided we are doing compounding every moment, not every year. It will become like this. Now, can we compute this summation e to the power c and in bracket t minus 1 plus e to the power c in bracket t minus 2 plus e to the power 0, that is 1, through integral calculus? We will see many hodgepodge in calculating. This is called dividing. Now, I have this problem. E to the power c bracket t minus 1 plus e to the power c in bracket t minus 2, like this, up to e to the power 0. I have this problem. Can I divide this problem into n different parts and then solve it? There are two ways to solve it, not one way. Both way we will see. Okay, first way is through repeated summation. Take all as same. How it is same? E to the power c in bracket t minus x. Everything is e to the power t minus x, where x is varying. This is a typical case of repeated summation. E to the power c t minus x, x time into x into dx, where x is going from begin to end. Okay, if I solve it, then I get the solution through integral calculus. Second thing, mind blowing, we will try that if I have a formula of a curve e to the power c in bracket t minus x, and that curve is sampled at some point, not at x equal to 1 to 3, not continuous. It is a discrete curve e to the power c and bracket t minus x. If it is a discrete curve, then can I change into continuous term? Can I change into continuous function and then try to calculate the integration? Because integration always happens with continuous function, not with a discrete function, not with a point mass function in a statistical term. It happens with a density function. Can we get point mass function or discrete function conversion to a continuous function? And then can we try solving it? I was trying to read it through. There is no ready-made solution available which can change a discrete function to continuous function. But we'll try. What is there in the try? Who knows? Someone will understand it to the depth and he can proceed and he can find the more concrete way. These are not available in any of the book. Anyone can try. Please don't mind supporting us. +91 is India country code 9483160661 is a telephone. +91 is India country code 9483160610 is a telephone.